Finishing up the downstairs ceiling on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. That is Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. I know the eye doesn't look too much better, but actually it feels a hell of a lot better. My wife came up with some eye drops for when my younger son had pink eye earlier in the year. They're still good. She popped some into my eyes, not just jammed them in, just dropped them in early this morning, and within a few hours my eyes started feeling so much better. So I've been using those all day. If I'd gone to the doctor today, they would have given me the exact same stuff and would have charged me $100 for that privilege. So these were still good, so we're using them, and it's feeling so much better. It's not as goopy. It's still, and the itching is gone. Oh, that itching was bad. So yeah, it doesn't look that much better, but it feels better. So anyway, we're back out here again tonight. It is Friday the 7th of January, and we're going to try to attempt finishing putting up the whole ceiling section. I've got to do the paneling part in two sections because I've got that little space you can see right over there, if I'm pointing back there, where there's now light, by the way. How about that? That is just a small, narrow little section. So it's going to have its own panel. I painted that piece of plastic that would go between the panels to gray, so it'll match that a little bit better. Then I'm going to put just a regular panel up through most of this, and then behind my head here, the bottom of that cabinet, and going towards the other cabinet. I'm not sure how far it'll go, but I've got that padded stuff, which is just like over here, the padded button vinyl stuff that I can put up, so that way if I'm on the toilet and I get up and like in the middle of the night I'm half asleep, don't think to lean forward, I won't whack my head on the board. It'll be at least some pad there. What do you think? So we're going to start with that little section for right over there first. I've measured that out. I'm going to go down and cut the board, the panel board. We'll bring it back up, see if it can fit it into place. If so, I'll just go ahead and screw that up, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, well, we got this little panel cut into place. Hopefully I cut it the right way. Got a little notch out for a place towards the back. Hopefully I measured all that right. We'll give it a shot. Well, I got that rear panel up. It doesn't look the best. It meets up with the vinyl like I hoped, but it is a little angled back there. Not much I could do about it, and I couldn't get that little plastic thing on. Yeah, I had painted this little thing. This is to, meet panels together. Problem is, it's too thin. It's only made for those really thin plastic panels to stick together in like a shower or, some kind of a wet room or something like that. So I couldn't get it to fit over the paneling thing. So I'm just gonna have to put a strip of molding or something up there that's painted later. What are you gonna do? Oh, and before I forget, let me throw this out here real quick. Some people put in the comments they were wondering how Mary's project was going inside with fixing that hole in the bathroom after our plumbing job. So here's a little update. And for those of you scoring at home who wanted to get an update on my lovely Mary's drywall job, there it is. She's got most of the putty stuff on now. I think she wants to do a little sanding and texturing next before painting. But you can see, as is, it looks really good. So she's tackled this and doing a great job.
Hi.
I just showed your progress on the drywall.
Oh, yes.
People have been asking, so I had to come in and get your comments and your lovely smile.
Yes, well, thank you.
You see, I'm not a stupid man. You're married for quite a few years. You learn things. Like, if you're going to be filming your wife, usually wives don't like to be filmed. So you need to say things, I needed to get your lovely smile. See? Then they can't be mad. Not just a hat rack, my friend. What I did want to address real quick, too, a couple of people put in the comments about, in the upper thing. I did address that in the last video, but I'll address it again. Those metal housings that are holding up the lights and the wires going in. A lot of people have been concerned because, those punch-out little holes, those are very sharp. They have sharp edges. I'm going to put some housing stuff around the wire that I did upstairs, so don't worry, that's happening. And got a few comments from people too about wiring to the other inverter. They're going to say, well, you should still use the same gauge wire going from the old inverter down to the batteries. I'm ahead of you. I still have the 6-foot cables, okay? So these will go from the old inverter down to the battery with no trouble. It's just, I just didn't do that right now, because as of right now, this will be fine, but this will be something I'll get to. It's just, it doesn't have to be done immediately. But that is in the process. That's why I kept those other cables, just in case I was going to need to use them, and I'm going to need to use them. So then I'll have the exact same gauge wire. These are 0 gauge, they're beefy things, going then from the old inverter down into the battery compartment. I've just got to get the right housing for around these wires, because of course it has to go around the frame of the truck. Just like we're trying to protect the wires going into the metal housings for the light switches or the light fixtures, I got to get the right wire housing around these things. I don't have anything this big that's going to go around both cables, because as it's going around the frame and we're driving down the road, that's going to vibrate. It has some on there now, but I know when I try to pull them off, they'll be brittle and I'll need to get new ones. So that's why I'm not going to do that section of the wires until I get the right kind of housing for them. But don't worry, I'm ahead of you. I thought of that too. But just as of right now, those other wires are going to work just fine. And I was running the 2,000 watt inverter off of those before with no trouble. And what I've always done before is if I'm using the microwave or the Ninja Foodie, I unplug the refrigerator or the freezer or what have you, so that only one main unit is pulling a load at one time. Oh, and Brother Adam, thank you. I knew somebody would come up with the answer for FG. I was jokingly saying that means freaking ground. No, it means floating ground. I knew it meant something like that. It's basically common in marine applications and campers and so forth, where you don't have a real ground unless you can do some sort of a jimmy rig for it, but it's not necessary in a vehicle like this. But thank you for that, Brother Adam. I knew someone would have the right answer, and you got it. And now back to the ceiling. Before I can do the other piece of panel that's going to go in between that one in the back there, and we'll cover in front of the closet and so forth, I've got to measure this now and cut this. This is what I have left of that button vinyl padded stuff. So this will go right there at the bottom of that cabinet on the ceiling of that, and I'm hoping it'll make it all the way back to the wall right there behind me with the cabinet for the microwave. And I'm gonna have to cut a hole in it for at least one of the lights. So I gotta see how this is gonna fit up there, measure and cut that first before I can measure and cut the other panel, because I want it to tuck under this a little bit so it'll have more of a finished look. Okay, got this cut to the right length. I couldn't go all the way to the microwave door because there was already a hole cut out in this. This was the thing that went on the underneath side of the upper bunk when it was folded up, and it had this large circle cut out so you could turn the latch to lower the bunk. So that's what this is left over from. Did get a little notch cut out here for the chute, and this will fit nicely under there, leaving some room on the back side for the vent holes for the APU. So now I've got to cut the hole that is going to exist for the light fixture thing, outlet box, and I'll see if I get that right. I hope so, because this is the last piece I got. Well, I got the padding up and the light, the cutout for the light, and then the light up there and everything. Should that have taken an hour and a half? No, but it did. Doing everything up above your head. I was off a little bit on the hole cut, and it's through this padded stuff. The light that I was gonna put there, this one here has a different kind of way it goes up into a connector. That wasn't gonna work. So I did that one right there, which you can see behind me. Of course, all you can see is just blinding light. So I'll give you some better views here in just a second. Okay, so there's the front of that cabinet. There's the padding up underneath on the bottom side. So if I'm on the throne, stand up too quick, at least I hit my head on padding. Had to cut the hole out for that light in the padding. It doesn't go all the way back over here. We're gonna fill that in with paneling. I gotta cut a hole in the paneling for this one, which will be right in front of my closet, which you can see inside the closet now. Isn't that nice? I've got an outlet here I need to cut a hole out for as well. So that's what we'll attack next. Who knows how much more we're going to get done tonight. But turn on the light. You can see it's up there so nicely in the padding. I think it looks good up there in the padding. And I think the padding looks good underneath. Like that. Matches what's on the wall. Too bad it didn't go all the way over, but you know. Beggars can't be choosers, right, baby? Alright, so I had measured the panel I need to put in there. I haven't quite figured out how to do that last little 3 inches right in front of the microwave door, but thought I'd figure that out later. Maybe I could do something more with the padding. I'd figure that out. So I was trying to cut the other panel, which I did. And as I was cutting it, let's see how you can show it here. It caught an edge over there and then flipped the board into me as it was rolling across the blade. So I screwed up this board. It's got a nice big gouge in it. So that sucks. So I went ahead and finished cutting it, because what I'm going to do is at least put it up there, and if nothing else, I can use this as a template. I can cut out the holes for the other light for its little housing up there, and I've got an outlet too that's up there in the ceiling. So I'm going to go ahead and fit this up into place, see how it fits, see what I need to do with it, and I can use it, like I say, for a template. I'll have to go buy another board at Menards tomorrow. So it's 2:17 in the morning. Can't go to Menards now, so I think I'll just see what I can do with it to put it up as a template, blah, blah, blah. So unfortunately, that's where the video has to stop tonight. I was hoping to have the ceiling all the way up, but that's just what I end up saying in all these videos, right? I hope to get so much more done than I did. That's freaking life, baby. So anyway, well, we're getting close. Well, thanks for tuning in for that. Some more project progress that is at least done on the project. And it's nice that it's not below zero, or feels like below zero or something for a change. Right, Rusty? Yes, I'm sure you like that much better, right? Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, but please like and comment if you'd like to. I get your comments usually within 24 hours while doing this project. Don't forget to ring the bell for notification. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. This isn't flying. This is falling with style. Alrighty, Rusty. There it is. Can you get it? Can you get it? Ah, yes. Very good. Munch, 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 munch. Happy dog. Going after it. Somebody commented, I think it's funny that, yeah, he never seems to be cold when he's eating the bacon strip, though, right? I think you got it, buddy. All right, Rusty, look up here.